Uncle Wiggily was a very different rabbit because he wore a top silk hat and clothes and about the tuxedo almost like. But his greatest friend was Baldy the Eagle. Baldy the Eagle would take him, you know, all around the world. Take him to India on his back, fly him everywhere.
Really?
Oh yeah, Uncle Wiggily. No, Uncle Wiggly's Baldy the Eagle. Remember Baldy the Eagle?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. He could take him to the circus. He would take him to zoos. He would take him different states.
And what would he do?
World's Fair, huh?
What would he do then? Adventures, I suppose.
Adventures there, yeah. Uncle Wiggily was a great guy to, you know, to talk to people. Of course, he talked to different animals. He was a very, very friendly guy. And you know, everywhere Baldy the Eagle would take him, he would meet new friends, talk to them.
But always Mr. and Mrs. Fox would show up?
No, not always. But when he was home, he had to be very careful, not when he went out, not to come home the same way, because Mr. and Mrs. Fox would be hiding behind some bushes to grab him and put him in his sack.
Granddad would start out with the little kids and say, now, what do you suppose Uncle Wiggily did today? And if they'd been to the circus, why, they'd talk about what, you know, they thought Uncle Wiggily might be doing. And he'd make it up according to what they set the stage.
And they always added, you know, they contributed as we went through the story.
Well, let's have some voices.
No, there wasn't any voices. Oh, there was on occasion when I got really ambitious.
But there really are Uncle Wiggily stories, and when I was a little girl, it used to be like a feature on the funny page. But it was 2 columns, and sometimes there'd be about the size of a postage stamp, a little illustration. And I used to look forward to reading those in the paper every day.
And so who was your favorite character? Was it
Baldy the Eagle.
Baldy? I seem to remember some voices that you did of Baldy and some of the others.
Well, I like Baldy the Eagle because he had great eyes, and he could see when Uncle Wiggily was in difficulty. He would be soaring up in the sky and be looking down, and he could see that Mr. and Mrs. Fox had caught Uncle Wiggily. And they were dragging him into the den to put him in a pot of hot water. And he'd see them doing it. So he'd swoop down and pick up Mr. and Mrs. Fox. Pick them up and drop them in the lake.
And what did he sound like?
The lake? Baldy the Eagle, I remember. I remember he told Mr. and Mrs. Fox that if they did anything like that, he'd take them and drop them into a volcano. They never did that again. Well, of course, he was just fooling.
What did Uncle Wiggily sound like then?
Well, that all depended upon whether he was on the telephone or not. He was on the telephone calling Pat Butter. Pat Butter was a nanny goat on orange.
Not a nanny goat, a billy goat.
Billy goat. He had chin whiskers. And Uncle Wiggily would ride on his back. And then there was Allie the alligator. Remember Allie the alligator? Got a lot of characters. However, it's after 11 o'clock.
Oh no, tell us another one.
There's no difference. He hasn't grown up at all.
You want another bedtime story.
That's right. I want my story, my Uncle Wiggily story. And I won't go to sleep until I get it.
There's so much. More recently, it hasn't been. Well, once in a while, Laura will now say, when she goes to bed, please tell me an Uncle Wiggily story, but it's been tapering off. They have other things to think about.
Mm.
But she was always the one that finished the story, you know, and she'd say, and another one. Please tell me another one. My short one, she said, you can make it short, but I need another one before I go to sleep. She would always egging me on.